Hello and welcome to episode number 7 of Chasing 8 podcast, where we will be talking about the Houston versus Oklahoma Sooners football game, going over offense, defense, special teams, and then go into some of the other games that we watched this weekend, and then we'll give our final thoughts on the Oklahoma Sooners. So, I'm your host TJ Mullins, and I'm here with my co-host Ryan Mullins. Alex Polson's not able to make it tonight, so it'll just be us two, man. Ryan, how you doing?
Hey, living the dream.
Absolutely.
Had a had
Absolutely.
a great weekend. Uh, some much needed sleep last night, and
Yeah.
ready to rock and roll.
Let's do it. Let's do it, man. So let's just hop right into it. There's a lot of tension right now with this fan base, with the program in general. I I'm not there yet to where, it's end all be all type of situation. I really do think that we can figure this out. Okay. I do have faith in BV to get this thing, it'll start rolling. I got faith, man, but let's just jump right into the offense. And I want to get your take on it because I think we're on the same page when it comes to what the issues are, what the problems are, what the solutions can be. And so I want to dive right into it. My thing is there's more than one problem that needs to be addressed, and there's not that much time to do it. So, what's your opinion on the problems that we're faced right now on the offensive side of the ball? And give me some of the solutions that you think could help out, man. Because right now, it's not very pretty.
Yeah, no, it was not pretty. Saturday night. Uh, let me start with this. 2 years ago, I think we find a way to lose that ball game. Right? I
Yeah,
mean, I don't think. Yeah, I think 2 years ago our defense isn't where it is, or our mentality's not where it is today. This year, this season, and I think we found a way to lose that ball game. So let's just start on a positive note and say we're 2-0 now. Let's get to it. Wasn't a pretty 2-0, you
right.
know.
Yep.
Um, no, I think not being able to run the ball is causing this offense to stall out. Um, yeah, when you have, let's see here, uh,
You got to pull
78
up.
rushing
Yep.
yards.
Yep.
That ain't gonna cut it. I mean,
No.
and a lot of let me see how many Jackson had. He had 28 of those.
Yep.
So what? The running
And a
backs
lot of
had
them, a lot
50.
of them came on one play. I think
Right.
he had like, a pretty long run. So
And I'm pretty sure college takes into account for sacks. So anyway, yeah, not being able to run the ball is causing a huge problem. Now,
yep.
the O line, we're down guys. Now I know we don't want to. People are tired of hanging their hat on the O line being down guys, but it's huge. Like we were saying, you're down to your what fourth starting center. I mean that's a
I don't
huge
know
deal.
fourth.
That's
I mean, it might be third, but I will say
I'd
though,
put Hatch over him.
I don't know if you saw it right before we got on. Announced Hatchett's out for the season. So
Yeah, I kind of figured uh,
season injury. I think it's
a
season
bicep.
ending bicep. Yep.
Yeah,
So it'll definitely be if Hickman can't go Saturday against Tulane, it'll be Bates. So
yeah. I mean, well, at least he's getting some playing time. Maybe he'll improve because
yep.
he didn't play too well.
Yep.
Actually, I mean, besides Tarquin rewatching the ball game, and in I can't ever say his name. 54.
Wee woo.
Yeah, well, yeah, okay, wee woo,
Yes.
wee woo. Uh, you know, besides those, and he just had a handful that was pretty good. But Tarquin played a hell of a game. I thought his side. I thought he protected well. I thought he did some nice things in the run game that created, some space, maybe some holes for a split second that the backs never saw. Um,
Yeah.
but other than that, Sexton, I mean, supposed to be
Yeah.
our best guy, just getting
Man,
pretty much pushed around, no movement.
can I can I tell you why I don't like Sexton moving into guard, dude? He's a tackle, man. He is not a guard.
Yeah,
Like I know to get your best five out there, but I would prefer instead of bringing Howland in at left tackle, I would prefer you move Sexton to left. You put Tarquin at right tackle, and then you can fill that guard in. Dude, guard is not. It's not a position where it's like it's impactful. Don't get me wrong, but it is way less impactful than a tackle position. So you can hide a guard more. So I think if you slide Sexton out there, and this is a whole nother this is a whole nother tangent. That's my kind of thing on Sexton, and like obviously I'm not out there on the practice field, so I don't see nothing, but just kind of from like the first two games and watching him last year and stuff, he looks like a tackle, man, and like you know I appreciate that he can move inside and play guard, but at the same time, dude, I'm like we got to start, it's time where it's like we have to start finding that five
hmm
because the clock is ticking, man. And here's what I wanted to talk to you about, and what my biggest problem is with the season up to this point. These when the schedule, we were looking at the schedule in the summer. Okay, for me, I wanted to see these first two games as a momentum booster, right? It's one of those deals where it's like you're starting to just game by game, you're starting to ramp up every game. You're starting to get, you want to build that confidence. You want to get, some good drives going, especially for Jackson Arnold since he's a first time starter. Dude, you want to start, you want to get that confidence. You want to start building that good momentum. And especially, okay, so after week one, there was a lot of good. But now in week two, man, when I'm watching this offense, I see like no confidence, zero. And if I'm just gonna be honest, it starts with 10. You know,
yeah. I mean, he definitely missed some throws that is pretty rare. Like we haven't seen that from him. In his other
that's what I'm
two
saying.
starts, even
Yeah,
the
that's what
bowl
I'm saying.
game, he was pretty spot on the deep
Yeah,
balls, on mid
yeah,
range. First game, he was spot on. So this was kind of rare. And I tell you what, you got 81 out there who,
I said
how
10. I'm in
much?
11. I'm in 11. Sorry, I
Yeah,
said 10. I'm
Jackson.
in. Yeah, I'm in.
Everybody
It
knows
starts
who
with
you
it
meant.
starts with 11 for sure.
Right. I mean, sure, he's going to shoulder a lot of the blame, but rewatching that game, we had drops. We had, uh, I mean, the O line didn't give him. Actually, O line, there was some good pockets in there that he got a little
100%.
happy footed, that he could have stayed in and probably someone comes open. But, first game he had 11 hits or something crazy
100%.
like that. I mean, so and he'll see that he can stay in the pocket a little longer. But when you have one of your top five receivers out there
For sure.
that he's probably been practicing with majority of fall, spring, summer. How many times do you think he's thrown a ball to Raggins?
Yep.
Not very many, man. In like game type of a scenario,
For
you
sure.
know. So
Yep.
and Brennan Thompson, hey, okay, great. He worked his butt off. Good job. Now we just need you to run straight and catch the ball. I mean,
That's it.
you know,
Yeah.
he's not gonna. I know he wants to be a do it all guy. I just don't
That's
see it, man. I don't see it.
like everybody talks about. I mean, he's fast. Like, don't get me wrong.
He
Like
is.
but dude, everybody talks about him being like just a straight up burner, dude. I do not see it. I don't really see it for any of the wide receivers up to this point in time. I mean, to be
No.
honest with you, Burks has shown some flashes of, really being able to make a guy miss, make a play. But other than that, dude, I have not been very impressed with the wide receiver room whatsoever. And coming into the season, everybody's talking about how special it's going to be. Now, like you said, we're down four of the top five, and hopefully fingers crossed, one is coming back this Saturday. I haven't heard
Well,
nothing. I'm
two,
sure it'll be
hopefully.
over two, right, with Andrell and Nick, and I'm hoping we hear some stuff coming out later this week. Saying he's going to play, but yeah, I'm just I don't really know where to start with the offense because there's so many things that are like going haywire, man, and it's one of those things where it's like it starts getting out of control so much you don't even know what to where to start or what to do. And my thing is just don't run any RPOs, okay? Because to me it kind of looks like Jackson is the reads they're taking a little too long. Okay, they're taking a little too long, and the ball if he's throwing it, the ball's late. Okay, and if he's handing it, then you got to make that decision. You can't you know every moment that you hesitate it's not good, man. And so I think run if you run less RPOs and you just run like plays that will give him confidence to know what he's looking at. Okay, to just line up, read the defense, read what they're going to be in, what coverage, and just let him make plays, man. Like that's really been the issue that I've seen is like, dude, he's not being you know quick with his decisions. He's thinking too much. Then he's in his own head. He doesn't want to make mistakes. And like, dude, you can see it when he's throwing it. Like the
Right.
his demeanor is not of one that looks confident and looks like he knows what he's doing. He looks like you can just see the wheels turning, man.
Yeah. And remember, it
And
was
you
his
got to,
third.
but right, but you just got to get what I want from Seth Luttrell is I want him to call plays where he's giving him easy reads. Like you're looking, reading one guy, you're throwing it, you know, and then you just
Yeah, I
start
mean,
building.
yeah, he did that a couple times and either dropped it or
For
the
sure,
receivers can't block. I mean,
yeah,
when you're
yeah,
throwing out 5'9", 160s and trying to block a corner I mean, it's just, you're not going to do it.
yeah,
And then your
and we
tight
need to
ends
talk
can't
about that.
block, or Bauer Sharp. Everybody said he can block. Yeah, he didn't look like he could block to me.
No, and we need
I
to talk
mean,
about that. The three wide receivers that were in the game at the same time. Okay, you've got Deion Burks, Brennan Thompson, and Zion Raggins all on the field at the same time. And the biggest guy out of all that, I think, is Burks at like 5'9", 190 maybe, or like 180 or something like that. Dude, that is like, what do you want from him? Like, that's what I'm saying for Jackson Arnold. What do you want from him, man? There's nothing he can do with that.
we're right, and that's what I was getting. Like my point was, and then they're supposed to be speedsters. Well, I didn't see a lot of separation from anybody. Now, Brendan
No.
Thompson got loose a couple times. So did Burks. I think Jackson missed Burks a couple times
Mhm.
underneath when he either ran, rushed to the right and Burks to the left or whatever.
Yeah.
So he could have found Burks a couple more times, but Raggins is supposed to be a burner. Didn't see it. Didn't see any separation. A couple of times, Brendan Thompson was just locked down. I mean, and then even Burks, hey, Burks had a long ball. The interception was I won't say it was on Jackson Arnold. I mean, it was going to be a competitive play if
Mhm.
Burks runs the right route, right? Instead of
Yeah.
continuing horizontal, which it was
Yeah.
what he was supposed to do. He wants to break it up and then the defensive back was able to get in front of him, and then everyone thinks Jackson underthrew him. I
Yeah.
don't think so. I think if the wide receiver ran the correct route, it was going to be a competitive play that Burks may catch, right?
Right.
But on
Yeah.
that same play, Brennan Thompson's running wide open. He had Brennan Thompson. They crisscrossed and had Brennan,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
for the
Oh
post
yeah.
route. But hey, and this is his third start. I'm not for the boos and the calls for the backups
Man,
on a kid this young. You
dude,
know what I mean?
for sure. I can't agree with you more, man.
Yeah.
Like that. That's what I was talking about with the confidence, man. It's like, dude, game number 2, we're already talking about putting the backup quarterback in. I'm like, okay, can we pump the brakes just a tad? Okay. Can we acknowledge though that we will not have like an elite offense? Like that's not in the cards. It's not
We
in the
don't
cards.
know what it looks like with Nick Anderson or alongside Burks, and then a healthy Andrew Anthony that gets a couple games under his belt. Then we get Jake Taylor back, get some of those guys back. I mean, we don't really know what this offense can be because we're just
For
missing
sure.
pieces.
Yeah. I I guess
Not
what I was
elite. I won't say we're going to be elite.
no, but what I was getting to was we don't need an elite. Like that's not what we need.
Right,
We need an offense that can just put some drives together when they need to.
right.
You
But at
know.
least take some time.
Okay, can we get to that real quick? I've
Yeah,
got it pulled up right now.
yeah.
Time of possession. Okay,
Hmm.
and I think when BV first got here, what was his big deal? That like non-negotiable. We're going to play complementary football. That's what we're
Yep.
going to do. We're going to play complementary football. Can you guess how much time we had the ball in the first quarter?
In the first quarter,
First quarter. Just take a guess.
4 minutes.
Wow. 4 minutes and 27 seconds. Okay. We had the ball in the second quarter for 6 minutes and 56 seconds. And we had the ball in the third quarter for 4 minutes and 36 seconds. Okay. We had the ball in the fourth quarter for 8 minutes and 58 seconds because we were trying to run the game out. Because I mean we couldn't do anything. Dude, we're working against each other right now. Like the defense is doing all they can, man. I mean, playing phenomenal. Okay. And the offense is like their worst enemy. And I can give one example of this, and then I'll throw it back to you. RSJ makes incredible play on that interception. Great play. Offense runs out there. Barnes for like a 1 yard loss run. I think at Jackson, he throws an incomplete pass. 3rd and 11, and he runs. And that's the QB draw to set up the field goal, and we miss it. It's like, man, the defense is doing all they can. Like we don't need an elite offense. That's not what we need. We just need an offense that can put drives together. Like that drive right there, if you go down and score a touchdown, the game's totally different, man. You know what I'm saying? Instead of having to play for a field goal and then your kicker goes out and misses it. But it's like, dude, we just got to start stacking drives on top of each other because there's flashes. Like this
Yeah.
first drive of the second quarter looked great. So I don't know.
No, that's what I'm saying. There's glimpses of, I mean, high level offensive play at times. And when I mean, you don't have a Nick Anderson. And Nick Anderson changes everything.
Yeah.
I mean, he changes everything. So let's hopefully he's close to coming back. But and how disappointing was it to see the missed field goal? We thought we had a kicker, and who knows? He may end up turning out to be still good, but boy, that's disappointing after the first game he had. Everybody's talking about him.
Yep.
No, here's the deal. Jackson Arnold, he's going to shoulder a lot of the blame, but this group has not played together but 1-2 times. All these pretty much, besides a select few, are all backups. I mean, majority of the line, uh, Sawchuk, I mean, just hang him up, I guess, or transfer. I mean, what
No,
are you doing? When you get in the game, your snap count went down. Then you get in the game and do the same thing. You don't try to do any. You got to take over if you want your spot back. You
I
see,
got
number 8, Taylor Tatum came in, looked like a rocket, shot out of a cannon. Didn't hand him a ball again. I
I got
understand he missed. He went the wrong way on a play.
Yep. Oh
Okay,
yeah.
he's a freshman.
He's
The
a
next
freshman.
play, he picked up a nice block. on the blitz. I mean, I think he deserves more touches. Hey, Javonte Barnes,
Yep.
hell of a job pass protecting. There was one play Jackson Arnold was booting out. Go watch this play. He levels number 5, their defensive end. I'm talking just levels him.
Best player on their defense too.
Levels him. Go, you'll find it. It's
Oh yeah.
just, it's beautiful. I mean, knocks the tar out of him. Awesome.
That was our knock. Remember, we
Hey,
talked about it, and it's
and how
been night and day.
he looks explosive. He looks good. Boy, I would like to see him, maybe chop his feet a little bit and make a move or
Yeah,
stick a foot in the ground and go, make a cut. Maybe he's not able to do that. He ran over some people. I mean, you can get behind
he's a
that.
support downhill dude, man. He,
Yeah,
like you said, I would like to just every once in a while try to make a guy miss. I mean, but one thing you get out of him every time, dude, he's gonna try to knock somebody's head off,
right.
man. And
And he
that you
looks
can respect
explosive.
that. Yeah,
Right.
you can respect that.
He looks completely different than he did last year. So,
And we
uh,
we had to have it because I mean
right.
he's really has been the bright spot of the offense up to this point for me.
Him and Birch, yeah.
Yeah, him and
Uh,
Burks, yeah, for sure.
Our
But
Schaff
dude,
didn't have a good game.
I don't know. The Gavin Sawchuk thing is just it's
Yeah, I don't
tough to
know what
watch, dude.
happened to
I'm
him.
not even like joking you. When he gets the ball, he's like the way he runs the football is like my least favorite running back, probably maybe in the history of Oklahoma football, man. Like I'm not even exaggerating. When he gets the ball and when he touches the field in general, I am like, this guy does not deserve to play. We have better backs. Okay. He's okay. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but dude, we've got better backs up to this point. So unless he shows some stuff on the practice field that obviously we're not seeing, 8 and 2 gotta be the guys.
We didn't
Okay.
see any Franklin either. He
No
looked pretty
Franklin.
good game one.
Yeah, right.
Uh,
But we're getting to the point now where those guys aren't playing. Okay, like it's over for those guys. I mean, you had your shot. You had your shot to go make some to go get some snaps, and like I said, we don't get to see it on the practice field, but
I,
from here on out, it's 8 and 2.
you remember Quentin Griffin?
Well, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he saw Chuck in a way runs like him because Q used to wait behind that line, and then as soon as but he was a lot smaller. As soon as there was a hole, boy, he would burst through there. And I think that's what Sawchuk's, and that's what he did last year, right? He was a hesitation kind of back,
Yeah, but he's
would
not
wait.
fast enough.
Yeah, even though they say he's got elite speed, right? I mean,
Where?
right? He just can't get out of the backfield. I would
Where?
toss it to him or something.
That's what. Go if that's the case, get it to him. You know.
That's another thing. Why are we running the same run? Looks like the same run play every time. Hey, let's do something different. Counter. What
Yeah.
happened to pulling the two tackling? Remember we used to do that?
Oh yeah, dude. It's
Oh
not.
man, just obliterate people. I saw Texas do it. Pull
Man,
two
I don't.
their right tackle and guard and just I don't know. I'm thinking, hey, we're still vanilla.
That's
Still being
dude.
vanilla,
Don't.
baby.
No, dude. That
That's what it
like
was.
dude. We're so far past that now because we should have lost on Saturday, and like you said, we found a way to win. So you gotta respect it. You gotta tip the cap for sure. But
Absolutely.
but dude, if you're not open the playbook on Saturday, I mean, we got some major, we got problems other than what we talked about because we haven't even really talked about Latrell, which I don't want to go down that route. Okay, that's not something I want to talk about because you know we don't really know. We're 2 games into his tenure at the Oklahoma at the University of Oklahoma, so we don't really know what he got. Okay, let's wait. I'm going to give him a couple more games. I want to see when we play Tennessee and we get into SEC. I want to see, maybe like, dude, like you said, maybe he's, keeping it vanilla. These 3 non-cons before we get into SEC. Maybe he's got some up his sleeve.
Right.
So
I
I'm gonna
mean,
I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it positive.
Right. I didn't think he called a bad game, honestly. Uh, so
It's the execution part that
right.
really was not good at
Yeah.
all. So
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, that's all you. I tell you what, this can build momentum. You were talking about building momentum. This kind of win can build momentum. I know it doesn't seem that way, but at the end of the day, you're 2-0, right? You got out of here. It was ugly. Hey, how many football teams are we watching this weekend that had a chance to lose, and some did lose?
oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
for sure.
So this was kind of like, it looked like a weekend that was of survival for a lot of ranked teams this weekend.
Yeah,
We just happened to be one of them.
yeah.
So
And I
I think
mean, go for it.
I think you'll see a different offense Saturday. Now, is that the homer in me? I don't know.
I could. Some people would probably say that, but I like where your head's at, and I'm gonna go with you. I'm gonna say, this week we get a few guys back that we haven't had, and they're a big piece of what we do. Nick is a he's a legit weapon, right? 6'4", can run, it can
Oh
do it
yeah.
all. So I'm gonna
Oh
go
he.
with and Andrell, man, dude, he was our best receiver last year for a good part of the season, obviously before he got hurt. But we get those two guys back, and we can just start building, man. We can just start building.
Absolutely. I
So
mean, Andrell was the third down guy, right?
yeah,
He was your
he should
reliable.
go get it. Go get it. We need a
He was
first
going to
down. Go
break
get it.
someone off. Yep. So you get that guy back to himself. You get Nick Anderson, who was your also go guy, throw it up to him, let him jump up, get it, and then you got Burks too. I mean, it's a completely different offense,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And you get Hickman back. You may be able to move and I didn't mind Ozida when he came in. Put him at left guard. He looked
That's
like
what
he was moving some people.
100%. 100%. You know,
So, and he will. Oh, Billy will figure it out. But the funniest moment, did you see what Brent Venables said to Josh Bates on the sideline
I
after
did.
he did that play?
No, I did.
Bill, it's hilarious. Bill Bedenbaugh's talking to him, right?
Fucking debates.
Yeah,
Okay.
and here comes BV, and literally, it didn't talk to Bill Bedenbaugh at all. He said, "Get your ass on the bench." You can see him; he grins his teeth and points to
Oh,
the bench. Yeah, I'm not a professional lip leader, but I'm pretty sure he said, "Get your ass on the bench." Walked away immediately. So did Bill. Not another word.
well, now we're talking. We don't. If he don't go at center, I don't know who's running out there. That's where we're at, man.
Well,
Because
Everett should be.
I
I
hope
mean,
so.
I heard he was back.
I hope so. Because
That would
if
be huge too. I don't think Hickman's going to be ready
no, but that's what I'm
this week.
saying. If Hickman's out, Everett's out, and Bates, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they just sit his ass on the bench for maybe the whole season. I'm not sure, but I don't know who you run out there.
We're thin there, and
Yeah,
you know
because
what? That was one of the positions I was like, you feel really good about, you know, based on what we were hearing in the off season. I mean, and now you're down Hickman, Everett, Hatchett. Yeah, you don't have a lot of bodies there.
no, man, no. But that's what I wanted to talk about with the offense, dude. Was just hey, there's been a lot of frustration, and there's been a lot of bad. Okay, there has been, but there's also been some good, and so I just hope that Latrell and Joe John they focus on the good. What works, they keep it. What doesn't, they scrap it. All right, and then we just keep moving. And I said, man, we don't have to have a good like an elite offense. We just need an offense that'll get the job done and be complementary to the defense. Which that's where I want to go now. Is if the defense doesn't play the way they did, man, we lose that game probably by at least 2 touchdowns, probably. If I had to imagine. And
Yeah.
they did it. They did it in a way that was just very convincing to me because I was watching, man, and like they were flying around. They were Stutzman. If Stutzman's not the best linebacker in the country, he's got to be one of them. I mean, that
Oh,
guy was
yes.
an absolute animal on Saturday night.
100%.
So
Definitely MVP. Hey, welcome, Grayson Holt.
absolutely, man.
Welcome to the show. I mean, talk about a kid who didn't really get a lot of play last year and not really. I mean, people were talking about him, but not like, he'll be a
Yeah,
good backup that can rush, good third down guy,
yeah,
rush the quarterback. Hey, he's fighting for starter status. I mean, that
absolutely.
man, he's the first 2 games. I mean, Jaden Jackson looked really good too. But who's to say Jaden Jackson and Grayson Holtman ran out there start?
No, I mean, I'm with you.
So did not to put Dom Williams down either. He had a couple.
No, but I think that's a great if you have Dom Williams and DJ Terry together, dude, it's a lot of weight, man. That they can.
It's a lot of weight. DJ, I haven't been impressed with DJ Terry.
He's not, but that's he's not a guy that's like, you know, he's just not. He's a big body. That's what he is,
Right.
and he does a great job in the run game. But when you're talking about getting to the quarterback, he's not. He doesn't have that.
No, no. Yeah, I'm just saying. I think he at times when him and who comes in with him? Is it Grayson? No, it's not Grayson.
Yeah, I
Uh,
think it is Grayson. I think it is.
but there's another package. It's like it's Terry and I know Grayson comes with him sometimes, but it's another big body guy. Um, but they just seem to get moved more than Jaden and Dom. Not say that they still they only had what uh,
Let's see.
58 yards rushing.
Yep.
You'll take that.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Uh, that's on 35 rush attempts. 1.7.
1.7.
That's
1.7.
crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Tell you what, we'll be hard to beat if we can continue to do that.
Yeah.
What I mean is defense beat.
Yeah,
It may
you're
be
right. I,
three
we,
to
yeah,
nothing.
I know what you meant. Yeah, I know what you meant.
We
But
lost 3-0.
I knew what you meant. I knew what you meant. But because vice versa to that, we only had 2.6, and
Right.
so which is 1.7. Let me that might be the worst I've ever seen. I don't know, but
Right.
2.6 is not very good either. So
No.
I really do. The D line has been as advertised for me. I mean, I don't have any really issues. What you're right though. Sometimes, I think Ted talked about it on the breakdown. They play high sometimes, but I think that's just because they know they can, and it's they're not gonna get punished for it necessarily. But I think now that the competition's starting to ramp up and they can't really do that anymore, I think they're gonna get their pads down, start playing low, and just be just extra physical. And it's really been beneficial for the backers too. And I think we see that with Danny, dude, because man, the guy he's in every gap that he's supposed to be in. And let's go back to when BV first got here, dude. That first year in the system was not pretty for Danny, man.
Tough.
It
Yeah.
was tough to watch. So
Yeah.
to see then to where he is now, it's been pretty amazing, honestly, to watch. So he knows exactly where he's going, pretty much in every play, and he makes every play. And him and Kip together, dude, it's a very good combination. I like what I see from those guys.
Absolutely. I even like him. I mean, and another testament to him is he goes from Mike to Will, different role but same
Right?
outcome.
Yep.
Because we saw him and Kobe McKenzie together out there. Kobe playing the Mike, Stutzman
Yep.
playing the Will, and it was phenomenal. I
It
mean,
was.
so I like that matchup or that combo too.
Yep.
Yeah, no. I thought the edge guys played good. I mean, sound. There was a couple screens they sniffed out.
Mhm.
Um, uh, I'm just not. I wasn't impressed with the backups. PJ. I mean,
You're gonna have to not play him, man.
he didn't do much, and at a couple times he got edged. He sealed off. They ran right on his side. Now, is he doing his job to contain, getting pushed outside, making him cut back in? I don't know. I mean,
It's debatable.
and Woolard. I mean, they brought when Woolard and Trace Ford came in.
I know that was an
I,
interesting combo.
yeah, and there was times where we could have got to the quarterback if they could beat their guy.
They did.
They didn't do it. So I'm so excited about Woolard, but I have not been impressed.
I agree. And he was my
So
guy that I wanted to that I thought could be an absolute game changer for us going in, dude. Going into the season, I thought he could be a guy that could, on those third downs and those passing situations, I thought he could be a guy that could get to the quarterback. And for up to this point, he hasn't shown that. So I'm like, we're kind of still in that same boat of we need somebody to step up, dude, because
right,
I, you know, I expected to have at least probably 5 sacks going into. I mean, I watched Houston play UNLV and give up 6 sacks to UNLV. Okay, I literally thought we would get at least 5, but in my head, I was thinking another 6, 7, 8 sack game, dude. That's what I was thinking, and they did. See, and that's what a lot of people have to take into consideration too. When you run these screens, man, it's like it literally takes getting to the quarterback out of the play in general because he gets rid of it so fast. So, and that's what they did that all night, dude. Those little dink and dunk passes, the screens, and so it when they're doing that, it's tough, but still, we do need to get pressure on the quarterback for sure.
well, if that's the point, get your hands up,
Yeah,
right? Pat it down, block it down. How many tackles do you think Ethan Downs had?
5,
Two.
2. Interesting.
No solos. What about R. Mason?
5. I'll go 5 for that
One.
too. What? Is that
One.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Not to say but that's that they played a lot better than that. Is what I'm trying to say. But
that's what I would.
you
I
gotta
agree.
make yourself known as well too.
Oh yeah,
And so that's something that caught my eye is they played majority of the snaps, and to not be more productive is concerning to me. Not that they didn't do their job or weren't where they're supposed to be,
yep,
but we don't have, and that's just telling me we don't have that dominant end player like we thought maybe an R. Mason could be.
dude. And like, I just I don't know how or like. Usually we can find somebody, right? There's somebody that can get to the quarterback, dude. But for the past couple seasons, we haven't had that guy that if we need a sack, like we don't have anybody that can do it.
We got a
Like
blitz.
we got a blitz. And that's not good, dude. Like and that's why in reality I think we have a really good defense. I really do. But at the same time though, we do have some areas where like it's not elite, dude. I'm sorry. The ends are not they're not elite. They're good players. Ethan Downs and R. Mason, they're good players. They are. But they're not what some of these other teams like Tennessee. Tennessee got an elite guy. Okay. And that's just something we're lacking. Everywhere else, dude, I think we've got those guys. I think we've got really, really good corners. I think we've got really good safeties. I think we got, if not the best linebacker in the country. So it's just
Yeah.
that's the area, man, and like it hurts to not have a guy there.
Yeah, and that's not to say they don't step up. I think they have the ability, especially R. Mason. I think he has the ability, and he's getting some
Yeah,
more playing time. He's staying healthy. I think maybe as he ramps it up, as we get into better competition, you may see him get back into freshman form that we saw him. Um,
man. My thing is though, dude, we're playing. These are like the if you're not doing it now, like what are you gonna flip the
Here's the
switch?
deal. Here's the deal. And if you ever played competitive sports, you'll know what I'm talking about. You play either down to your level or up to your level. Now, a good team doesn't do that. But how hard? I mean, how hard is it not to? It's extremely hard. You got a Maine coming in. I mean, it's hard to get up for that. That was our biggest complaint, like being in the Big 12. You got Texas Tech coming in. They got nothing to lose, freaking just wanting to dominate, hungry as hell, biggest underdog ever. And we're like, these guys suck. I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard to get up for that. And they're ready to pounce. So you got it. That's something. And I think we have the right head coach to get the mentality right. And I think our mentality is a lot better than it was with like a Lincoln Riley. But if you play competitive sports, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, if you're playing someone that is not on your level, you tend to lay back. You tend to, I don't have to be perfect here. I don't have to give it all here, right? Whereas,
Man,
like a Texas, hey, you move up in competition, right?
but I agree. I mean, obviously, I know what you're talking about for sure,
Right.
and I agree with you. But I, what you said though, our head coach, I would think wouldn't let that happen.
It's hard, man,
No,
and it's
I
not
know it is, but
right.
for me, I mean, you got to get in somebody's ass then. Like,
Sure, he did.
I'm sure you did. No,
Pause.
I'm sure you did too. But I'm just saying, like, I don't know. Maybe you're right, and maybe as we start going, deeper into the season and we start playing better competition, those guys start turning it on. I hope so. I really do because we got to have them come SEC play, and so everything else to me looks good. It looks real good.
Yeah, and I was going to ask you. I mean, I didn't follow like Billy Bowman's recruiting too, hard. I mean, like, was he gonna go to Houston or something, or like, does he have ties to Houston? Because, boy, that was like the most feisty I've seen him.
No, he was committed to Texas
I mean,
for, or
you know what I
is
mean?
he? Yeah, it was for sure. Which Kendall Dolby got called for that, but it was
It was
Billy that.
definitely Billy,
Yeah, it
and he was
was.
doing that all game.
I know, which I love it. I mean, I don't got
Well,
no problem,
sure,
but
but that's not
you don't take
normally
that
his
line though.
PO.
You
Yeah,
said
I
what?
mean, that's not normally his like what who he is. He'll
No,
smack talk a little bit, but I mean, he was like
he
like
got a flag.
in their
He
right
got
in their
penalized for it.
face, and I mean,
Yeah,
so I was like, I mean, what am I missing something here? Did I not know? Like, does he have ties to that school? I
no, I
mean,
mean not that I know of anyway.
they
It
talk
was
about his mother.
could
I mean,
have. I mean, who knows what gets thrown out? But yeah, I agree with you. That's something that we can't have him do though. Because
right,
I like it. I like him being aggressive. I have no problem with it. But he crossed the line, obviously, because you get that 15-yard penalty, and
on
that's
third
just
down,
something
we just stopped him. Then you give
exactly
him the yeah,
right. That I mean, that's just it's inexcusable, and it can't happen again. I
for a
mean,
leader of the
it,
defense.
for the leader of the defense, correct? So I liked how he played. I have no problem with it whatsoever. But there's that line, and I think he crossed it a couple times on Saturday. So reel it in, keep it, keep that aggressiveness. But you know, as like you said, as a leader of the defense, though, he's got to stay cool up here.
Right.
And really start. For the young guys, because I think Peyton Bowen got hurt. I don't know if you know that he got hurt. I
Yeah,
don't know if he. I don't think it was anything serious. I heard it was just like a hammy, but if he can't go, those young guys are gonna have to step up, and Billy's got to be able to be that guy, man.
yeah. And what a hey! I tell you what, I don't know why we're having Billy. I know Peyton got hurt, but he needs to be back there every time for the punt. I mean, did you see that return?
Yeah. Oh,
It
it
was
was. He's
phenomenal.
gonna take one back.
Oh yeah, if he has his chances, that's another thing. Like we're muffing punts. I mean, the whole game was like just off. You know what I mean? It's like that's one you just have to survive. Everything's
Yep.
just going sour. You have to, and that's what we talked about before the season. This defense is going to win us ball games. We didn't say which ones. This was
Right.
one of them.
That's true. Yep.
We didn't think
And
we would
our
need
head
them for
coach.
Houston.
Right. Right. Yeah. No
You know,
doubt. And our head coach said it great after the game. Right after the game ends, they go to the press conference. First thing he says, "We did everything we could to lose that game. We did everything we could to lose the game, and guess what? We still won." So I I really do think there's all the stuff on offense is fixable. That's the positive. Okay. Now, do we fix? I mean, how fast can it be fixed? I don't know. I'm not sure. That's just for time to tell. But for now, everything I'm looking at, it can be fixed, and it's just doing it. That's now. You just got to stack days on top of each other, man. And then before you know it, you're putting good drives together. Okay. And then you're putting good halves together, and then you're putting good games together. Okay. So that's just start building that momentum, man, because we got the easy. That was the easy part of the schedule. Easiest part we're going to see. I mean, from here on out, we're going to be in some dogfights, man.
absolutely. Shout out Woody Washington, played phenomenal.
Yep.
Two
And he
pass
got
interference
screwed on the.
calls.
He got
Yeah,
absolutely screwed on that
yeah,
interception, man. That was one of the worst calls I've ever seen.
yeah. Hell of a catch too. And shout out RSJ, man. Wow,
Man,
guy's phenomenal, man.
he is. He's a great player.
Playing phenomenal. So is Kendall Dobie. The whole secondary. Even Des Malone. I didn't see Gentry. Did you see Gentry out there?
Got hurt. Played
Got
one
hurt.
snap. Got hurt. Yep. But
Shame. But
yeah,
can I look good? I mean,
yeah.
that
That's what I was saying, dude. Honestly, everything was good. My only question on the D line or on the defense is still the ends. That's it. Everything else, I think we've got our set pieces. We're just trying to figure out the starting line because, like you had mentioned, Grayson Halton, you got Jaden Jackson, Dom Williams, DJ Terry. You can mix and match those guys and really find some good combinations to work together. And come Tennessee, dude, I want to have our set lines, offensive and defensive, and just move forward like that, man. So
absolutely,
so what I can say, and I think we're on the same page. It was ugly, but it's a win. So
absolutely, and it's not as bad as it looks. I don't think. I don't think. I didn't watch that game and was like, we'll not win another game. I mean, it was ugly, sure, but there was many, 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 many opportunities, especially on the offense side of the ball, that we normally make, and we just did not make them.
yeah,
So I expect to see a different offense Saturday.
yeah, and I mean Tulane's a good team. We watched
Yeah.
them. We watched the whole game on Saturday. Actually, let's just go there now. We'll
Hmm.
go cover a few games we watched over the weekend, and we'll start with our next opponent, Tulane. They K State went to Tulane, and I mean they played a hell of a dude. That game in general was a hell of a game. They're a
Really was.
scrappy team, man, and I think they're gonna give us all we want come Saturday, dude. And they got a good quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah. He looked good. He made smart decisions. He's mobile. He can run a little bit. Uh, and Mario Williams looked phenomenal. He looked fast. They also have
Yep.
another guy, I think his name's Fleming, that can go deep on you. He's fast too. So this will be a really, really good test for our secondary. And they got a good running back. So, hey, it's a game. Defense is damn sure going to have to come play.
Oh yeah.
And their defense looks solid too. I think they're
You
only
did,
giving up
dude.
like 17 points or something, or
Yep.
something like that. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
They
it'll
did.
be it'll be interesting.
It will be. I'm expecting just a straight up dogfight. If I'm just gonna be honest,
Yeah,
we're gonna have to play. We're gonna have to play a lot better than we have to come out on top. I mean, from what I watched personally, I think they're they're right there with. I mean, I don't even. I was trying to compare somebody, but I can't. Honestly, they'd be right there with like a K State if I had to imagine. Just scrappy as hell, dude. Just go toe to toe with you for the whole game, and then just so happen to find a way to win. Which that's exactly what I'm expecting on Saturday. So,
right.
but we'll cover that. We'll cover that next episode. But yeah, great game. Let's jump to Texas heading into the big house and just absolutely demolishing Michigan. And I listen. I'm not gonna jump ahead, okay? But that game's got me. After watching that game, I'm very nervous about the Red River rivalry game come October. So their offense looked incredible.
Yeah, yeah, they looked really good. I was wrong on that game.
Oh, we all
Uh,
were. Or I think I don't know. I can't remember what Alex said, but
yeah,
I definitely
Alex
had.
said Texas would go in there and whip their
Yeah, he
ass.
did. Yeah, he did.
So he had it right. But well, I thought Michigan's defense would give them trouble, and they didn't. They pushed them around, and that O line they have is very, very good.
Yeah,
They look dominant. So yeah, we're gonna have to be better.
there is no doubt.
Yeah, a lot better.
There is no doubt. Um, to me, that looked like a national championship caliber team.
Right.
Did
Yeah, it did.
I mean?
Now Michigan offense, well, I'll say it's horrible. I mean, I mean, I can't say much about ours either.
Yeah,
I would like to
listen.
think Jackson Arnold's better than Warren, but I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. I don't know. I don't know statistics. Statistics don't tell the whole story. Okay, let me
Right.
just throw that out there because you know he might be statistically, but he's not better physically though. That's what we
No.
got to get down to. But let's we got to tip the cap to Quinn Ewers because the dude has played. He's played in some big games, and when it comes time to shine, dude, he usually does pretty well, man. He takes care of the football, and they got a good and dude, they're like down to like four string running back. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the craziest part of it all, man. They don't have their guy, their at running back. So that's something
Yeah.
that's got
I
to
mean,
mean something.
Sark draws up those plays. I mean,
Beautiful.
that the running backs were what that's something that we need to do. Get our running back, throw it to him, and like Taylor Tatum's supposed to be phenomenal at catching the ball. I'd like to see him. You know how many times we saw Texas do that? The running back's wide open in the flat,
Yep.
and nobody's around him. I
Yep.
mean, that's that can give your quarterback confidence. Get a completion. Let your skill players get out there and make somebody miss. I mean, you know what I mean? I know that kind of
That's
like you
all I'm
said.
saying.
Let's get him some simple throws.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying for Latrell and Jackson. I'm just like, let's get him some of those throws where they're wide open.
Right.
And you just not only do you give Jackson Arnold confidence, you give the whoever the running back or the slot or whoever, you give them confidence too because they make a guy miss and they're juiced. So it's like those are the plays that I want to see because you're 100% right, dude. We saw that so much on Saturday from Texas. Dudes running wide open, running backs not even like the next guy is like 10 yards away. So they got a good offense, man. Their defense play good. They're a good team. So when it comes time to go down to the Cotton Bowl, man, we're gonna have to be ready to go for sure.
Oh yeah.
But let's hop to Stillwater, man. Arkansas goes to OSU and somehow loses the game. I
Yeah.
confusing as hell.
Yeah. But hey, like been saying, they got an old team. So they were not shook. They stayed calm, battled back, and got it done in double OT. I mean,
It
you
was,
can't.
I mean, hell of a game, dude. That
It
game was
was
fantastic.
was a good game, and Arkansas looked good. I mean, I know they ended up
Dude,
losing, but I haven't looked at their schedule, but I would pick them to upset one or two teams in their SEC schedule.
they're gonna make some noise with somebody. I don't know who it's
Yeah,
gonna be, but they're definitely gonna make some noise though. They look real good.
yeah, those wide receivers look good. They have a quarterback too, mobile, and he for the most part made good decisions. I know they had a pick six in
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
and but yeah, I mean they look good.
man. Yeah, I don't know. Like you said, I don't know who they're gonna play in SEC, but you know, I'm glad they're not playing us. That's all I'm saying. Because what I watched on Saturday, I was like, man, they got some mismatched at wide receiver.
Yeah, I would rather play South Carolina. Thank you.
Yeah, and I mean, let's talk about the South Carolina Gamecocks. I think they went on the road, by the way, to Kentucky and absolutely beat the hell out of them. I was shocked by this because I don't. Dude, South Carolina looked terrible in week one. I don't know if you saw the after or the post game interview with Shane Beamer after their week one game, dude. He looked like he was about to like cry in the middle of the field, man. And that just goes to show you, I think, like college football is the weirdest deal
You
ever.
survive 1 week, and then you go blow someone out the next, and
Just
it's
crazy,
probably
dude.
competition. I mean, you know,
Crazy. I really am excited for that game though. I'm excited for them to come to Norman. That's gonna be fun. It's gonna be
oh
real
yeah.
fun. But well, I think let's start wrapping this sucker up, man. I'm gonna be positive. That's where I'm heading. That's where I'm gonna be at mentally moving forward with this team, dude. Until the wheels fall off, okay, let's let's ride with our guys, man. Let's get behind Jackson. Let's get behind the offense. Let's get behind the defense, man, and let's see this thing to the end, dude, because we still got a lot of football left.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. There's no wheels falling off.
Man,
Okay. I mean, you listen, OU fan, boy. Whew. I
it's
mean,
tough.
you won the ball game, and then yeah, we're the worst team ever. Get rid of everybody. I mean, I know it wasn't pretty, but no, this team, we'll be okay. Let's get some guys back. Let's get healthy.
Yep,
Um, on the offensive side of the ball, and yeah, let's see what happens because I still got my money on him.
I agree, man. I agree completely. But so what I do want to do right now is I just want to thank everybody for tuning in, man. We appreciate all the interactions on social media, man. If you like the content, if you like what we're doing, give us a like, a comment, subscribe, follow, whatever, man. Whatever y'all want to do, we appreciate all of y'all. And Ryan, you got anything else you want to add before we get out of here?
Hey, we're 2-0. I don't care how it is, how it looks. We're
For sure.
undefeated. On to the next one.
For sure. I totally agree. New podcast coming on Thursday. Probably be out on Friday. We'll be previewing Game 3 against the Tulane Green Wave. 2:30 kick in Norman, and so I think it'll be a dogfight, man. But like Ryan said, we're gonna ride with this team. So you know how it always is, man. We're gonna close this thing out with a big boomer.
Sooner.